Thanks for joining me. We're going to start on our tummies, actually. I'm now speaking like a 2-year-old. So we're going to start on our stomachs, belly down, and make a little pillow for yourself. Your forearms come down. Let your feet separate hips width distance. Let your head drop into your arms if possible. Yeah, let your neck just be neutral. Collect your breath. And I know when I'm given the moment to just kind of pause, like whatever happens behind the closed doors on the other side of the house, it's out of our control at this point, as long as the house stays standing. Just let yourself fall into the floor. Let your hips drop, let your belly just rise and fall at its natural flow. Notice if you're clenching your shoulders to hold yourself up. Feel the tops of the thighs, the tops of the feet, the knees pressing gently into the ground. And then now start your Ujjayi breath. Inhalation is through the nose to the back of the throat. Let it kind of like slide through slowly through the back of the throat, and then your deep exhale through the back of the throat, through your nose, ideally. And remind yourself, like, your yoga practice is for you. So as much or as challenging as you need it to be, you modify today and take what you need. There's nowhere you really need to be in the practice. Pop yourself up, bring your forearms down to the ground. This is Sphinx Pose. This is where if you have a bolster or a pillow, you slide it underneath. If you're really well endowed, I can't really guide you here with what to do, because you kind of have to finagle the bolster so you're a little bit more comfortable. Feel the palms out in front of you. So your arms aren't close to you guys. They're a little bit more forward, and I can't see everyone too easily in the little boxes. So see what you can do. Create a little number 11. Keep the tops of the feet anchoring down. This is a very passive back bend. You don't need to feel a lot. Feel like you're pulling the mat and the floor closer to you, like you're dragging your chest through your body. Spread your palms wide. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Yeah. Keep the left arm forward, bend the right leg in half, flex the foot. The leg doesn't go out, it goes right behind you. Reach back with your right hand from the outside, grab your ankle. Flex your right foot, don't lift up off the ground. The only thing that's lifting is your right shoulder's drawing back, but you actually want to turn it forward. Let your right foot fall into your hand. So it's a very soft release of your psoas, but a little more so, it's a back bend. So your chest turns forward, your neck is forward, your gaze is forward, and your thigh bone and your hip is down on the ground. And it's subtle. Don't feel like you have to jam yourself into these poses. Couple cycles of breath. Let the foot fall back a little bit more into the hand so your right arm is straight, ideally. Let the foot fall to the ground, right forearm down. Good. Keep the right forearm down, bend the left leg, flex the foot, ideally, reach back, grab your ankle. Let the thigh bone drop to the ground. Let the shoulder draw back into its socket. Keep your arms straight and gently turn your chest forward towards the skinny edge of your mat. Keep your right palm down. Anyone with kids that are very athletic, get them doing this with their stomach down. Slide a bedroom pillow underneath their chest and let them hang out. This is a gentle, mild psoas release and back bend. Steer your chest more forward as you let your foot fall more actively into your hand, but it's in a passive way. 2 more cycles of breath. Let the foot fall to the floor, the forearm comes back. Curl the toes into the mat, activate your legs. Walk your forearms now underneath your shoulders. Keep the same display of your hands. Draw the navel in, lift up into a forearm plank. Do it slow and steady. Draw your waist from the ground. If it's too much this morning, if you just don't want to work as hard, you're not ready for it, your knees drop, you support before you do anything. Your knees can be down. Wrap the sides of the triceps in, spread the palms wide, and bring your weight forward onto your tippy toes. Let the crown of the head extend to the front edge of your mat and hold. Your neck is neutral. Feel the hands, the padded part of your hands firmly pressed down. Feel your outer arms wrap in. Draw the belly in more. Lengthen your tailbone more. Activate your thighs. Draw more weight forward. Hold. Inhale your breath. Exhale, sustain. Do the best that you can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find space. Yeah, take another giant breath in. Keeping yourself very close and tight to the ground, you're gonna move slow. Right palm comes to a plank, left palm comes to a plank. So it's not too much movement, hold. If it's too much, drop your knees. Feel the ground. Check in with your hands. Index fingers are ideally forward. A tiny bit turned out may be helpful. Broaden the shoulders. Feel your outer thighs. Feel your outer ankles. Hug them in. Take another big breath in. Downward facing dog, hips up, press up and back. Rearrange yourself in your down dog to make it feel right for you. Maybe your hands need to go a little wider. Maybe your feet need to find a little bit more space. They're about hips width. Maybe you need to bend behind your knees. I have to do that this morning. Let the head just hang soft. Just remind yourself, don't compare yourself to the last time you came to the mat or where you think you need to go. There is nowhere to go in these poses. Broaden the shoulders. That's why they call it yoga. Press down. Took me a very long time in my practice to find that and figure that out. Let your head go. Your belly is drawing in subtly. Your hips are lifting high and your ribs are pulling up a little. So it is an inversion. Pick a spot with your focus, known as your dristi. I like to look at the back edge of the mat. And just begin to feel your breath as it moves. Roll forward to plank. Stack your body. Yeah. Bring your gaze forward. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. If you need to drop your knees this morning, go ahead and do so. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Roll forward, plank position. You got it. Keep looking forward. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog. We're gonna add on, guys. So in your down dog, take your left hand to your left shin. Just tap your hand to your shin. Yeah. Stay with it. More breath. You can always bend behind your knees a little. Yeah. Downward facing dog, left palm flat. Right hand, left shin. If you screwed it up, just do the side you didn't do. Yeah, my sister's looking. She's like, did I do that hand? I don't remember. Whatever side you think you didn't do. Yeah, we have like a yoga party going on here. Yeah. Bend behind your knees. Stay with it. Keep hand to the front of the shin. Right hand down, down dog. Okay, adding on plank position. Lift your left hand, slide it forward. Lift your hips, right hand, left hand, right shin. Sorry, left hand, right shin. Roll forward to plank, left arm forward. Left hand down, plank position. Stay with me, right arm forward. Right arm forward, hips up and back, right hand, left shin. Plank with the right arm forward. Right hand down, pause, left arm forward. Hips up and back, left hand, right shin. Plank with the left arm forward. Find the side body. Left hand down. One more, right arm forward. Right arm towards left shin in a down dog. Plank position, right hand forward. Right hand down plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Pull yourself to an up dog. Do it slow. Fire up the thighs, point your toes. Feel your outer hips hug in. Downward facing dog, hips press up and back. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there today. Come to the fingertips, long spine. If you're struggling with this, hands can just rest to the front of the shins. That works out just fine. Fold over your legs. Do that again. Long spine on the inhale. Soften behind your knees. Exhale, fold. Good. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart center. Stand up tall in mountain pose. Drop your arm by your side body. Look forward. Take a couple breaths. Just root yourself, ground yourself. Yeah. Find yourself. Sweep your arms out and up. Look up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, plant your palms. 2 big steps get you back to start plank position. Slow chaturanga, pause in the chaturanga. Elbows are by your side body. Remind yourself, shoulders are not dumping, neck is neutral. Drag yourself through an up dog. Point your toes. Take a downward facing dog, hips press up and back. Spread your palms wide. Feel the ground, let your head go. Look to the top of the mat, 2 big steps. If you're ready to hop, you're welcome to do so. Just don't take anyone out. Long spine, fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, leave it behind. Stretch the arms straight up, look up softly. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps. If you choose to float, remind yourself you're floating to a chaturanga, not a plank. Move through an up dog if you're taking up dog today. If you're skipping them, that's fine. Downward facing dog. Each one starts to get better. If it's not, just keep telling yourself that. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart. Stretch the arms up. Go bigger each time. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float through your vinyasa. Do it slow, make it efficient. Upward facing. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Good. You're going to roll forward to a plank position. Pause. Good. Float your right foot from the floor 1 inch. Just 1 inch. This is just getting the pelvis neutralized, the tailbone long. Hug the right knee straight in. Draw it a little closer to you. Think of bringing your knee in between your 2 biceps. Feel your outer arms wrap in. There's a little round in your spine. Slide your right foot smack in between your hands. Take your time. Turn your back foot onto its side. We're going right to a low warrior 2. You're going to take a block, if you have it, or a pillow to the instep of the foot. Right hand down. Make sure your feet are lined up. Left arm up. Good. If you feel really tight in your hips this morning, if this isn't working for you, your arm just rests on the top of your thigh. This is a great alternative. Good. You can place more than 1 block if you need a little bit more of a lift. Top arm extends up. The goal here is to wrap your right hip under. Yeah. Turn your bottom ribs. Look towards the sky. Take your left arm and wrap it forward if you can. Wrap it towards the front of the skinny part of your mat. Good. As you do that, notice if your right shoulder wants to take a turn in. So keep using the back of your tricep to press against the inside of the leg to create that opening and create a straight line of energy from the left leg all the way through the left fingertips. Or if you can't reach the arm forward, just have it staying up. Continue to breathe. Feel the air as it moves through the cycle of breath. You can slide the left arm up, and this time you can wrap it around and take a half bind. Yeah, and if you've got a shoulder something going on, just skip this. Your hand can always just slide to your hip. Lean back a little bit into the inner part of your thigh. Create a little bit more of a back bend. Keep turning your bottom right ribs towards the ceiling, towards the sky if you're outside. If you're outside, you've got your very own hot yoga studio right there. Keep breathing. Feel your feet. Your feet are strong. The growth of the pose happens from the ground up. Nice work. How can you get lighter in the pose with doing less? That's the goal. Make your practice efficient. Keep your right hand down. Slide your left arm straight up. Anchor your feet. Pull up warrior 2. Don't bounce. Warrior 2. Fix your eyes. Broaden your arms and chest. Find stillness in the posture once you kind of work out the kinks. Wrap the inner thigh open. Notice if your knee wants to wrap in. Turn it open. Lengthen your tailbone. Reach across your body. Close your eyes. Few breaths. The strength of your back leg, your right front thigh, drop down deeper. Not into your knee, into the tailbone. Let it just drop to the ground. Stay with it.
Good. Keep the shape of your legs. If your eyes are closed, come back to us. Drop your arms by your side body. Clasp your hands behind your back. Now, if your shoulders are a little injured or something's going on, keep a bend in your elbows. If not, slide your hands down your back. Puff your chest open a little. Keep the shape of your legs. You're still in warrior two. Yeah. You're still in warrior two. Hands are clasped somewhere behind your back. You're finding length. You're finding space. Your ribs haven't turned. You're still facing open, right? Keep your hands bound. Start to straighten your right leg. Keep a little bend behind it. You may need to scoot your left foot in just a little bit, depending on you. Side body stays long. You begin to tip to the right. Yeah, just tip to the right so you're hovering. Think of triangle. This is a triangle with your hands bound, but you're not opening your arms. You're just turning your bottom ribs, and then see if you can bring your gaze off your left shoulder towards the sky. Few breaths right here. Soften behind your right knee. Don't be pinned straight with it. Yes. If you're dumping all the way down, lift yourself up. Create a little bit of a back bend with your chest, but keep the sides of your body super long and your legs as straight as you can. Stay with it. Keep the shape of your legs. Slide your right hand on your right shin. Wrap your left arm straight up towards the sky. Nice work. Just have your hand pressing into the front of the shin. Don't need to go any further than that today. Now look to the floor. Circle both hands down. Your left heel peels. You're going to walk your right foot over to the right. Easy twist. Left hand down. Right arm open. If you need the block, slide it underneath your hand. Wrap your right hip behind you. Notice if it wants to wing out. Check in with your left shoulder that's not turning in. Stack the two arms on top of one another. Look up. The twist is happening from your belly button up, from the upper thoracic, from all the little ribs there. That's where we turn, not in our spine. Back leg strong, look to the floor, left palm down, roll into Vashisthasana side plank. If you want to modify today, your top leg can be bent at a 90-degree angle. If not, stack the 2 feet or stagger them. Lift your right arm up. Grip your bottom hip in. Slide the 2 shoulders in opposite directions and go big. Spark up your toes. The bottom hip lifted higher. Stay with it. Look to the floor, right hand down, plank position. Bend your elbows, chaturanga, pause. Feel the weight, move it a little bit more forward. Now straighten your arms to a plank position, pause and plank, gazes forward, lift your left foot. You thought I would forget. Yeah, hug the knee straight in, tightly wrap it in. Yeah, think knee in between your 2 biceps, round the upper spine just a little bit. It's gonna give you more space to bring that leg closer. And then glide your left foot all the way forward and through. Turn your back foot onto its side, don't come up. Check in with your feet, they should be on the same line of energy. Left hand down, right arm up. You look good, guys. Yes. Lean back just a little bit. Now with the top arm, if you want to wrap it forward, go for it. If the arm comes in front of you or you can't breathe, it was a good effort, but come back to the basics. Yeah, lean back a little, use the strength of your right leg. Back of your tricep. Keep gripping that outer left glute underneath you. Reach your right arm up. If you want to add more, wrap the arm around and take your half bind. So it's good to do things in steps. Don't just go to the final place, whatever that final place may be. Lean back a little, look over your right shoulder. Be patient. If your thoughts start to like scatter, come back. Just come back to this, whatever it is that you're doing. If you took a half bind, unwrap your right arm, slide it straight up, pull up warrior 2, try to take all the bounce out. Pause in warrior 2. Remember, your ribs are forward, your arms are long. Sit deep. A few breaths before we add on. Allow yourself just to feel the pose. Right. That's how you get strong. If you're in a posture for 2 breaths, nothing's really happening. You're only there for a split second. Sit a little deeper. Wrap the inner left thigh open. Anchor your right leg more. Drop your arms by your side body, but don't take your ribs anywhere. Interlace your hands, opposite grip. Pause. Broaden the shoulder blades. If you've got something in your shoulder, take a little bend in your elbows. Let the hands slide down the lower back. Shoulders are now going into their socket in a nice way. Keep taking your left thigh, turning it open. Straighten your left leg on track. Scoot your right foot in an inch. Take your side ribs, turn them, and then just tip a little to the left. It's not about how far you go. Lean back just a tiny bit. Feel the sides of your body staying long. Look off your right shoulder. Use your core and your obliques to hold you up. Let go of the clasped hand. Slide your left palm to the upper part of your shin. Take your right arm straight up. Broaden the chest. Keep pressing your hand into the front of the shin. That's where you're going to create the space there. The 2 arms are stacked nicely. There's a lot of space, a lot of room to breathe. Anchor your feet. Feel your inner and outer thighs working. Look to the floor. Circle both hands down. Walk your left foot over to the left a little. Tense your right fingertips. Move into your easy twist here. Aren't we having fun? Stack the 2 arms on top of one another. Feel the strength of your back right leg. And pay attention to the little things. You're practicing outside, maybe the little things like this humongous tree that's over you that you've never noticed before. Look down, take your right palm flat, roll into your side plank. You can see the modification better from this angle. Top leg can be bent at a 90-degree angle. This is a really nice way to support. You can also drop the bottom knee. Stack the 2 shoulders, stack the 2 arms. Lift up. Lift from your bottom hip. Look to the floor, left palm down, plank. Bend your elbows, pause and chaturanga. Pull your chest to an up dog, point your toes. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot onto its side, warrior 1. Turn the back foot enough forward that your left thigh turns, your left ribs and waist come forward. Energetically reach your arms up, let your lungs move forward so you can breathe into the posture. Hands come down to the floor, step to a plank. Vinyasa or not, it's up to you. Upward facing, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot onto its side. The strength of the back leg is the anchor. Arms reach out and up. Steer your left hip back, your right ribs and right thigh a little forward. Lift up out of your waist. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing point. Downward facing back. Be still in your down dog. Be still in your down dog. Press through your hands. Look where you want to land. Bring your feet through to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Weight goes into your heels. Anyone who took Wednesday's class, we did like a gazillion chair poses. We'll take it easy in this department today. Sit a little deeper. No guarantees, but I'll try. Let your waist lift up. Feel the weight in your heels. Press up to stand, hands to prayer. Drop your arms. New start each time. Arms reach up. Chair, lower your seat. Fold over your legs, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Step or float, chaturanga. Upward facing, back bend, new breath. Downward facing, nice and easy. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior 1. Don't think too much. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot on its side, warrior 1. Hands come down, plank. Bend your elbows. The slower you go, the more you'll get from it. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Press through the padded part of your hands. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Press all the way up to stand, hands to prayer. Arms drop down. It's getting warm in here. Stretch your arms up. Chair pose. Let your seat move back in chair, ladies. Yes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step or float. Upward facing, downward facing. We're moving nicely now. Right foot forward, back foot, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Bend your elbows for the chaturanga. Drag yourself through the up dog. Nice, Jules. Downward facing, left foot forward. Anchor and rise. Hands come down to a plank. If I'm moving too fast, you just slow it down. Upward facing, downward facing. This is where you catch up right here. You're just pausing your down dog, everybody. One more. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine, weight is forward. Fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair. So your thighs move back, your seat moves back, and then your arms are able to reach up. Yes. Weight is in your heels. Press up to stand, hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go, last one, I promise. Stretch up, chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step or float through your vinyasa. When you get to down dog, land your right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. More breaths. Hands come down, plank. Bend your elbows, upward facing, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down to a plank. Bend your elbows. Take the up dog. At this point, it should feel pretty good if you're taking it. Downward facing dog. From your down dog, land your right foot forward into a low lunge. Move your block out in front of you. We're going to float from here into our Ardha Chandrasana half moon. So work out your right foot. Make sure it's forward. The block comes out in front of you. The left arm extends up towards the sky. Now, if your balance doesn't feel so great today, have your hand on your hip. Yeah. Up, we've got a domino effect going on over here. Yeah. We're all really close and working out our Ardha Chandrasana is kind of on top of each other. So yeah, take your bottom ribs. You can hear. They're getting rowdy. Take your bottom ribs, turn them up, stack the two arms. So if you're dying for a Chopasana, you're welcome to take it. Reach your left arm back first, bend at your knee crease, and then grab your ankle from behind, just like you did on your belly before. The flex of the foot, fire up your thigh. The kick goes behind you. Get lighter in your bottom hand. Actually, what I'm working on in my own practice is taking my hand up off the block and actually working my hand to the front of my shin. So pressing my hand into the upper part of my shin and creating leverage there. Wherever you are, if you fell out, you get back in, you try it again. Find your way back to regular half moon if you tried on something different. Look to the floor, take the left hand down. Square your hips, pause. Bring your fingertips down so they line up with the front of your right toes. Slide your left foot next to your right, sit into chair, weight goes into your heels. Look forward. Hands come to prayer at heart center. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, turn to the right. Yeah. Keep thinking about what I mentioned before. Your thighs slide back, your weight goes into your heels. Your waist stays long. The twist is happening from above the belly button. If you'd like more with this today, open up your arms. Yeah, your left tricep comes to the back of the side of your right leg. and you spin your chest towards the sky. Keep dropping your seat, keep looking right or maybe up towards the ceiling. Crown of the head must stay neutral and forward. Sit a little deeper. See what you can find in this chair with a twist. Keep the shape of your legs. Pull around to chair. Look forward. Really sit. Sit nice and deep. Sit nice and deep. Sit nice and deep. Lower yourself all the way down. You're coming into an amended boat pose. Your feet are going to stay flat to the floor to start. Your palms are going to go flat, just like this. Separate your feet so they're about hips width and find a distance out in front of you that works. The goal is to sit up really tall. Palms flat. Fingertips could also tent. Yeah, if your arms are a little shorter. From here, wrap your thighs in, lift your thighs up, flex your feet. What we don't want is a rounded spine, so you want to lift your chest. Lift your chest up more, broaden the shoulders. Keep your hands down in some variation, either fingers tented or palms flat. Draw the thigh bones towards the belly. Look forward. Keeping your hands down, slide the legs forward, slide the torso back, hover the floor. Flex the feet. Now my palms are flat, my shoulders are broadening, my gaze is up. Lower back pressing firmly into the mat, thighs contracting. Hold. Keep pressing your palms down, guys. Pull yourself back with the palms flat, supported boat. Good, we'll try it again and we're gonna add on. Lower yourself down, hover. Now, keeping your legs at this angle doesn't work. Lift them up a little higher and find the appropriate distance. Bend your right knee in half, flex your foot. Just like this. Keep the palms flat so you're sliding your chest forward, your neck is long. Right leg forward. Left leg bends. Left leg forward. Right knee bends, palms flat, shoulders are up off the ground. Right leg forward, left knee bends. Left leg forward, bend your knees, boat Navasana with the hands down. Lift the chest. Press down to create more leverage. Draw the thigh bones closer to you. Flex your toes. Cross your ankles. Plant the palms. Step or float through Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Land your left foot forward, low lunge. We'll see if we can make this a little bit more seamless. We're floating into our half moon. Yeah, right from the ground up, we go half moon. Now remind yourself, your block is a little off-centered, so it's over to the left. It's gonna be more challenging to have it more lined up with your foot. So depending on where you are in your practice, those are some things to explore. Right arm up, spark up your toes. Maybe look up. Lift from the inner thigh. Now, if you wanna add the bind in, reach back with your right hand, bend as your knee crease, grab your ankle, flex your foot, kick behind you. Bottom ribs have to continue to turn. Look off your right shoulder towards the sky. If you want to work on something with your bottom left hand, maybe lifting it from the block a couple inches, sliding it toward the upper part of your shin, keeping the arms straight. If you fall, just come back, try again. Wherever you are, find your way back to regular traditional half moon. Stay with it. Look to the floor, right hand comes down, take the transition slow, square your hips. Fingertips line up with the front of your left toes, the best that you can. Slide your right foot to meet it. Sit into chair, stretch your arms up. I see some dogs joining the yoga practice, hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and turn. So check in with your feet, look down guys, make sure they're lined up and make sure your right knee isn't sliding past your left. Yes, okay, take your right hip back, weight in your heels. Open up your arms if you want more, the back of your arm and elbow presses against the outer part of the leg. This isn't for everybody. Nice, stay with it, breathe through what you're going through, whatever it is. Keep the shape of your legs, stay strong with your legs, chair pose. Look forward, sit a little deeper. Press all the way up to stand, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. So something that you can add into your practice is very simple. A block going the long direction at the top of your mat. If you don't have a block, this can be done without it. Your left foot's gonna go onto the block to start, your whole foot on the block. You wanna cork one? Draw your right knee in towards your navel, grab below the right kneecap. Once again, if you don't have a block, you're not feeling it today, you don't have to do it with the block. Hug your right knee in, stand up. This may be as far as you go in this morning's practice. Just work on your alignment and feeling the strength of your left leg. The thigh bone draws back into the socket. From here, if you can grab your big toe with a peace sign, finger, go ahead, left hand will come to your hip, right leg will extend out. Draw the right shoulder back into the socket. Left leg is strong and straight, right leg can have as much bend to it as you need, left arm slides up towards the sky. Standing leg raise on a block. Feel the ground. Feel the lift of your lower belly. Feel the side of your body elevate you and your left arm extend up. Keep your gaze forward, switch the grip. This can be done with a straight right leg or a bend behind your knee, a 90-degree angle. Right arm reaches back. Spark up your toes if the leg is extended. This is dancing Shiva. Look to the right. Look all the way back if you can. Stand up a little taller. Draw the lower belly in, contract the left thigh. Keep the lift of your right leg, begin to bring your gaze forward. Both arms up, legs straight if you can. Lift it as high as you can. Spark up your toes. Hold. This is when I see all the feet in the little Zoom pictures. Lift a little higher, lower the right foot down. Just stand. Step down off the block, just stand up with your feet about hips width distance and let it go. Other side, here we go. Right foot onto the block. If you screwed up the side, just do the side you didn't do. Whole foot onto the block, right leg goes strong. Hug your left knee in, grab below the kneecap. This could be where you stay. If you feel like you're gonna fall down, this is a good spot. Yeah, if you can reach for your big toe, the toe should pretty much seamlessly come to you, right hand to hip. If you're moving on, the left leg extends forward, the shoulder glides back into the socket, the right leg is strong, the right arm drifts up. The gaze is forward. Left leg does not need to be pinned straight. Yes. Draw the belly in, draw the ribs up, energetically reach from the ground up. Keep your eyes fixed, keep your leg lifted if you can. Switch the grip. Grab the outer part of the foot ideally, or bend behind your knee and create a 90-degree angle. Left arm reaches back. Stand up really tall. Let your eyes move in the direction that you can towards the back of the room, or wherever you are outside. Two more. Keep the lift of the leg. Start to bring your gaze forward. Don't let the leg fall. Both arms up. Lift from the core. Lift from the core, lift up a little higher. See if you can do it with a straight leg. Lower the left foot down. Step off the block. Move it to the top of your mat. Bring your feet together. Stand. Sweep your arms out and up. Look up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing point. Downward facing back. Land your right foot forward. Turn your back foot onto its side, warrior one. Warrior one. Yes. Drop your arms by your side body. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale the breath, lift the upper collarbone and the chest. Keep bending into your front thigh. Before you go, ladies and gentlemen, steer your right hip back, your left thigh and ribs forward. Start to come down. Humble warrior. Truly a humbling posture. For those that are active and live life, your hips need to wrap in. So what we want is the turn of the left side of the body. So you're looking towards the skinny edge of your mat. And maybe you're able to get your right shoulder down to the instep of your right leg, but not all of us are that blessed. Let the head go. Anchor the back leg. The strength of this pose comes from the back left leg. So keep anchoring that leg, really focus on that. The bending your front leg is supporting it, but really focus on that back leg strength. Keep the hands bound for a second. Keep the legs the shape that they are for a moment. Pull yourself up just halfway, pause. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna let go of the bind and pretend like there's a block behind your back. So just hover the outsides of your triceps. You're hovering over your right thigh. Good, your right hand's gonna come to your hip. Right hand to your hip. You're gonna literally begin to move the hip back. Slide your left arm forward. Your left heel will peel up off the ground. So you're finding your way into a low lunge with your right hand on your hip and your left arm hovering and reaching forward. You're gonna reach for a block. Slide it its highest direction. Underneath your left shoulder, enough forward. Right hand's now moving to the flat part of the back. I'm gonna press into the standing right leg and float revolved Ardha Chandrasana. So if we did it quite slowly, we should be able to do it. Begin to look to the right and lift from your inner left thigh. You guys look really good. From what I can tell in our little boxes, we're looking great. Turn your ribs, spine is long. Maybe your right arm can lift up. Two shoulders will stack nicely on top of one another. Lift from your inner thigh. Stay with it. Good, another big breath. Look to the floor, pause, right hand down. If you have two blocks, slide them underneath both hands. If you don't, just hover your fingertips from the ground or have your fingertips down just as I'm doing here. Begin to hug your left knee to your navel, do this slow. Good, bend your right leg, coming up to stand, hugging your left knee to your navel, draw the knee towards the chest. If you lost your balance, just stand on your right leg, hugging your left knee in and get yourself together. Just draw the thigh bone closer towards you, flex the foot, let the shoulders draw down the back. Find your balance on your standing right leg. Bring your arms up, bring them straight up towards the sky. Pause. So little movements, we're moving slow. Drop your arms by your side body. Begin to move your left thigh back. So I'm doing it here, your left thigh back so it lines up with your right leg. Yep, so your knees and your thighs are lined up, your foot is flexed. Begin to reach with your arms. Maybe one hand can grab the ankle, maybe both. Think of a golf or tennis grip as you stagger the hands on top of one another or just interlace around the base of the foot. Bend a little into your right leg, begin to bring your torso forward just a little bit. Fire up the thigh, just like we did with the belly down before. Little movements. Hips don't open, they stay squared. Shoulder blades hug together. Really nice. Stay with it, another breath. Don't lift the torso up, keep it where it is. Just release your hands around your ankle, reach your arms back, extend the leg, warrior three. Grip your outer hip in, turn the left thigh bone down. Arms reach back strongly. Good, giant step back, crescent lunge, sweep your arms out and up. Work out your stance. If you need to readjust, you do that. Hands come to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, turn to the right. Yeah, drop your back knee if you need to just take a little pressure off yourself. Lindsay looks great. Back leg strong. Remember, contract from your thigh bone. And then turn your ribs, look right, maybe open up your arms. Lean back a little, get the crown of the head lined up with your back left foot. If you opened your arms, and this is good for you, and you want to work deeper, slide your right arm forward. Wrap it forward from your shoulder girdle. Reach to the front skinny part of your mat. Last few breaths. We didn't freeze, we're still in it. Grip your outer hips in, activate from your legs. Look to the floor, take both hands down, step to a plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, pause in the chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog, pause in the up dog. If you want more, rebend your elbows, chaturanga from the ground up. Re-straighten your arms, plank position, downward facing dog. Left foot steps, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Have your blocks on the top of the mat if you know you need them. Sweep your arms out and up. Steer your left hip back, your right thigh forward, drop your arms by your side body. Interlace opposite grip, if you can remember. Inhale the breath, good luck. Bend into your front thigh, think about the strength of your back leg. Begin to come forward, humble. How deep you go, no one cares. Right, so leave that kind of image behind and work with what your body's giving you this morning. For some of us, it's not a lot sometimes. Let the head go, and that's okay. Focus on the strength of your back leg. Keep bending into your front thigh, not your knee. Grip your outer left hip underneath you. Keep the right side of the body long. Pull yourself up just a little. We're going to take the transition slow and together. Good. Let go of your hands behind your back as if you're holding something tight, like a block. Feel the outer triceps begin to hug in. Slide your left hand to your hip. Manually pull the hip back. Reach your right arm forward. Now my right arm reaches forward. My right heel is going to start to peel up off the ground. I'm in a low lunge and I'm hovering. Good. Now begin to look down. Slide for a block underneath your right hand. Float up, revolved Ardha. Back leg lifts. Hand now comes to the flat part of the back for most of us. Yes, and then maybe stack the two arms. For some reason, this side is better for me. That's just the way it is. Lift from the inner thigh. Nice. So those of you with tight hamstrings, you can try pointing your toes and lifting from the meaty part of your hamstring. Get it up a little higher and then reflex the foot and see if you can hold it there. Good work, everyone. Look down, take both hands down. If you have two blocks, ideally use that or place one in the center. Pause here. Begin to bend into your left leg and very slowly hugging your right knee to your navel, come up with control. Draw below the kneecap and just come up. If you lost your balance, stand on your left leg. Draw your right knee in. Just come to your breath. Focus on something that's not moving. Keep the lift of the thigh, reach your arms up. Just do it slow, arms reach. Support the pose from the ground up. Keep the lift of the right thigh, don't let it go. Drop your arms down like airplane arms. Then very slowly, match your thighs up. So the two thighs line up and your right heel just kicks back at a 90-degree angle. See if you can start to draw it in a little closer and then reach back. Maybe grab with one hand, maybe grab with two. Shoulder blades draw back. Soften behind your left knee a little. Keep the shoulder blades hugging together. Kick into your hand just a little bit and then start to bring your torso down. So in dancer pose, we focus on like really kicking up and back. This is Amended Warrior 3. It's a little different. So little movements, hip points are facing down, creating a little back bend here. Keep leaning with your chest. Lean forward a little more. Keep your chest the way it is. Just let go of your foot. Let go of your arms. Reach your arms back. Let your leg go strong towards the back wall. Warrior 3. Steer your hip points down. Keep the lift of the torso. You got this. Now, keeping your left foot where it is, giant step back, crescent lunge. If it didn't work out, all you need to do is take your hands down, rearrange your feet. Hang with it, we're almost done. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and twist. Good. Back leg. I know for us, a lot of us like to get lazy with it. So if you feel like this leg is like half bent, just drop the knee down. No one cares. Open up your arms if you need more. Take your top arm forward. Lean back, Lynn, just a little bit. Activate your back leg. Yeah. Nice work. Maybe the top arm wants to wrap forward. That's killer. Breathe. Here we go. This is about when you want to just run. So breathe right here, last 2 breaths. Look to the floor, take both hands down, step to a plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Drag yourself through an up dog, point your toes. Take a downward facing dog, hips press back. Good, roll forward to plank, drop to your forearms. We started like this, we have to finish like it. Forearms down, yeah. Forearms down, forearm plank. Lengthen your tailbone. So either staying here right now for the next few breaths or walking your feet up a little tighter and closer for Dolphin Pose. I know some of you love this posture. Let the head just be free. Bring your gaze a little down. If you do want to go upside down into a pincha, this is your time. If you want to work on just one leg, lifting it up from your inner thigh, go ahead and do that. Wrap the sides of your arms in. If you're on like a ledge somewhere, back off. Find something a little easier. Lower the right foot. If you lifted just the right leg, lift the left leg from your inner thigh. Let your right thigh bone draw back. Lower the left foot. Pause for a few breaths. Last 5 breaths. You got this. Child's pose. Drop your knees, stretch your arms forward. Actually, in this child's pose, I have my feet and my knees together, so try that. And then slide your arms forward. Good. Press up onto your knees, guys. We're not doing down camel pose. One last little thing here. Stand on your knees. Take your right leg and step it out to create a 90-degree angle. It looks like this. Yeah. Reach your arms back. Pause. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale the breath. Begin to slide the hands back down the back left thigh. Keep your right foot gripping in. Yeah. If you want more, this isn't for everybody, your left heel will lift up and you'll begin to bend the knee and you'll grab your ankle. Flex your foot. Yes, you may surprise yourself. When you do it though, make sure you're not lunging your right knee over the front right foot. Keep a 90-degree angle. If you grabbed your ankle, let the foot grow. If your hands are just clasped, pull yourself up, place your hands to your hips. Stand on your knees. Just stand on your knees. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Other side. Step your left foot forward. Create a 90-degree angle. Drop your arms by your side body. Interlace your hands. Chest pulls up and back. Hands slide down the back of the thigh. Pause here. Practice wrapping your left hip in. If you would like more this morning, try bending your foot in. Maybe you can clasp your hands around the base of your ankle. Hug the shoulder blades together. Check in with your left knee though, that it's not sliding in front of your foot. Breathe. Yep. If you grabbed your ankle, let that go. Place the hands down to the floor this time. Step to a down dog. When you get to your downward facing dog, good. Slide your right knee forward into a half pigeon. You're like, thank gosh. Yeah, and then fold. Not a long hold, guys, about 45 seconds on each side. Let yourself just drape down. The transition to the other side is slow. Step back through a down dog or a tabletop position, however this feels good for you. Slide the left leg forward, half pigeon on the left side. Let yourself just fold.
Try not to resist the pose. Just let your body fall. Use the strength of your hands, start to press yourself up. Lean onto your left butt cheek, slide the legs forward. Move the blocks with you if you know you need them. Just 2 back bends on our backs, if that's available to you. So bend your knees, feet come flat. I like a block underneath my tailbone, more of a restorative version. Your tailbone lifts, the block goes underneath, any direction that works for you. And then I practice clasping the arms around the block, interlacing the hands. Make sure your feet are about hips width. Turn the thighs down and under, keep the feet forward, and practice puffing the chest open. The more traditional way is without the block. You can do the same thing. The space from your back bend here comes from your tailbone to the back side of your knees. So that's the lift. Try not to crunch the butt up. If you're on a block, you're welcome to stay. If you're not on a block, lower down for a second. And then you'll reset. And if you prefer to come up into a full wheel at this point during the practice, flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest, take a giant breath in, exhale the breath, and bring yourself up. If you're on a block, you prefer just to float one leg up and then maybe the other leg up. This is a great restorative pose for flushing out lactic acid in the legs. Flex your feet. It's like legs up a wall. If you didn't have a block, you could just have your tailbone flat. If you're up in a full wheel, turn your feet forward. Turn your thigh bones down and under. Nice, Lindsay. Your feet coming a little bit closer. Yeah. Nice, Kareen. Beautiful job. Stay for another breath in. Tracy, from what I can see, looks good. I see some legs, possibly. Yes. Tuck your chin. Come out when you're ready. Really nice pose, Lindsay. Lower down. When you get to the floor, remove any objects out from underneath your lower back. Hug your knees to your chest. We're just about done, guys, but stay for the last part because this is what your body needs. Hug your knees in. Good. Take your block going the long direction. Take it long in between your thighs. Move your hips a little to the left. Take your legs directly over to the right. Hips, knees, everything line up. Left arm comes flat. Right hand comes onto the outer part of your left thigh. Very nice supine twist. Roll to center, keep the block, shimmy your hips to the right, drop your knees directly over to the left, supine twist, right shoulder blade down to the ground. Come up for center, move the block, give your knees a nice squeeze in. And the best part of the practice, Shavasana, complete rest. I've been into taking a block underneath my head. Yeah, kind of elevating. Just keep the neck open though, palms up, feet out, thighs drop open. And take the next minute or two. If you're on the playlist, you can go to that final song. I don't know where you are on it. Draw in a really deep breath in. At the top of the breath, hold your breath for a second. And then exhale loudly through your mouth. Press all the air out. Do that again. Inhale fully.
At the top, hold the breath just for a sec. Exhale everything out. Slowly draw your arms up, like reach, like you're just waking up. Opportunity to restart. Hug your knees tightly in towards your chest. If you prefer just to stay down, ignore me. Rock yourself up in whatever way feels suitable and sit up nice and tall. Hands to the tops of the shins, the tops of the knees, the shoulders drop down the back, the hands can come to a prayer. Find some closure with this practice. So I found that these asanas, this practice is the roadmap. It's kind of the map to get us where we're going, wherever that is. I have no idea where we're going, but we'll do it together. Bow our heads. Have some gratitude for yourself, this time on your mat, our yoga community. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys.